Welcome to Cupid's Logic, where love meets predictive intelligence. We decode attraction, conflict, attachment, and compatibility, so you can know if it will last before you commit.
Welcome to Cupid's Logic. I am your host, Craig Pruitt, and today we are diving into the silent drift index, spotting slow compatibility erosion before it costs you years. Are you ready for the truth? This episode is about the quiet stuff, the slow, almost invisible changes that turn "we're fine" into "we aren't the same" 2 years later. I want to start with a scene you probably know.
It's late. 2 people are in bed. One says, "I don't know what happened to us." The other answers, "I thought you were the same person from the beginning." There was no blowout, no betrayal, just a stack of tiny changes, fewer weekend plans, less asking about each other's day, conversations that feel smaller. That moment is the wake-up call. Most of the time, it didn't start with one big thing. It began with 1,000 little things.
Here's my promise. The Silent Drift Index is a simple, portable lens you can use tonight to spot whether a quiet leak is happening in your connection and to decide if you should repair, monitor, or step away. This isn't an instruction to overmeasure or police your partner. It's a gentle, early warning system built around 5 microsignals that reliably predict whether a relationship is likely to weaken over the next 6 to 12 months. If you care about not wasting years, this is for you. So, what is the Silent Drift Index? At its core, it measures small, observable behaviors that, when they accumulate, erode emotional connection. The index looks at 5 areas: shared planning, repair frequency and quality, curiosity and questions, expression of gratitude or appreciation, and micro-commitments. Those tiny future promises, like "we'll do that next weekend," that anchor a relationship. These aren't personality labels, they're daily habits that scale. A single skipped plan or missed thanks isn't a sentence, but when those omissions become the pattern, they change the relationship's trajectory.
Let's unpack the 5 micro-signals and what each one really means in everyday life. First, shared planning. Do you make plans together? Not just transactions like grocery runs, but future-focused plans you both care about. If those conversations shrink, it often signals a drop in future alignment. Second, repair frequency and quality. How quickly and effectively do you address small hurts? Avoidant repair, pretending nothing's wrong, is a major stealth leak. Third, curiosity. Are you still asking open questions about each other, or have conversations become logistical checklists? Curiosity fuels intimacy. Fourth, gratitude. Small acknowledgments are emotional glue. When appreciation disappears, connection does too. Fifth, micro-commitments. The small promises that say, "I see a future with you." Missed or vague micro-commitments often map to deeper indecision.
Why do these tiny signals predict long-term risk? There are 3 reasons. 1, they reveal repair capacity. Couples who can notice and fix small disconnects build resilience. 2, they reveal attachment mechanics. Anxious partners may hyper-focus on signs of disconnect. Avoidant partners may reduce repair attempts. The Silent Drift Index helps you see which pattern is dominant, without labels that shame. 3, they expose big 5 or values gaps. Differences in conscientiousness, openness to experience, or planning orientation show up first in these micro-behaviors. When repair is low and values are misaligned, chemistry alone won't hold things together.
Okay, practical moment. I'm going to lead you through a 3-minute self-audit to estimate your 6 to 12-month drift risk. Ready? Grab a pen or open your notes. For each prompt, answer often, sometimes, rarely. 1. In the past month, how often did you and your partner plan something beyond this week together? 2. How often did small fights get repaired within 48 hours? 3. How often did you ask a genuine, curious question about something important to your partner? 4. How often did you explicitly say thanks for something your partner did? 5. How often did you make a small future promise and follow through?
If you answered rarely to 3 or more items, your silent drift index is in the yellow to red zone. That's a prompt to act, not to panic. A quick note on context. Before you make decisions, ask 2 context questions. Have there been external stressors like health or job strain? And has one partner been temporarily stretched thin? If yes, rerun the audit in 4 to 6 weeks after addressing context. The goal is to avoid hypervigilance and to separate situational dips from structural patterns.
If your index shows risk, what actually works? Start with low-friction interventions. 1. Reinstate a 2-minute curiosity ritual. 1 nightly question where each partner shares something they learned that day. Simple but powerful. 2. Repair scripting. Use a short template. I felt X when Y happened. I'd like Z. What do you think? This replaces defensive loops with an actionable fix. 3. Schedule a shared planning session. 15 minutes to map one project or future plan together. 4. Reintroduce micro-appreciation, a daily specific thank you noted aloud. If these steps don't change the pattern after 6 weeks, consider structured help, an objective coach or therapist who can surface attachment patterns and values misalignment in a way partners often cannot alone.
Let's be honest about outcomes. If drift is ignored, the most common path is slow disenchantment. Partners become roommates of habit, attraction fades as shared projects vanish, and leaving feels easier than repairing. If drift is addressed early, small wins compound. Increased curiosity rebuilds emotional rewards. Repair habits strengthen, and you regain shared future momentum. Expect gradual progress. Reconnecting rarely looks like overnight fireworks. It looks like more shared plans, easier conversations, and consistent small acknowledgments that, over time, rebuild trust.
Quick recap. The Silent Drift Index tracks 5 microsignals: shared planning, repair, curiosity, gratitude, and micro-commitments. Use the 3-minute audit to estimate short-term risk, factor in context, try low-friction repairs, and if patterns persist, seek structured help. If you want the printable Silent Drift checklist and a Prism compatibility snapshot to test alignment, visit cupidslogic.com and look for the Silent Drift resources. Are you ready for the truth? Take the short audit. You'll thank yourself later. Thanks for listening to Cupid's Logic. Remember, you're not bad at relationships. You've been flying blind. If this episode helped you see a pattern, I would love to hear your thoughts. Visit cupidslogic.com, share your results, and get the checklist. Let's get serious for a moment. Small signals matter. Be honest with yourself and give your relationships the early warning system they deserve. I can relate to the uncertainty, and you deserve to know before you commit.
This has been Cupid's Logic. Stop flying blind in love. Visit cupidslogic.com and let the Prism engine reveal what your relationship data already knows.